you'd mentioned this X factor that people have. I think part of the good news is that it isn't just one thing. There's at least several different kinds of X factors that draw people in and make them want to listen to you. We've tried to identify some of them. Ones that we've left out that if you think about it, the way that we've tried to understand charisma is it's basically anything that attracts people to your personality. But there's also other things that attract people to other people, like being extremely good looking or being extremely wealthy or, having an advantage that you can hand to them.
Status, power,
yes.
access.
So in terms of personality, what we have seen and boiled it down to is 5 things. So the first is being very high conviction. People who believe in themselves tend to inspire that same faith in other people. And people are looking for something to believe in, man. And when they see it in someone else, you think of Conor McGregor. It's like, I was like, can this guy predict the future? I hope he can. That was my prayer. I wanted it to be real.
He's made other charisma mistakes.
yes, since then. Authenticity. We talked about Joe Rogan. The trust that is built when somebody says something that might upset their audience is tough to overstate. So, and that's something that I think Joe does really well. Funny people, they just make you feel good to be around. Every single stand-up comedian has a posse that wants to be near them, right? Then you have the empathetic type. I think of like Oprah Winfrey. The type of person who has the capacity to just listen and absorb and reflect back to you the emotions that you have probably struggled to process yourself. And that's why people just would go on Oprah and just cry, because she was just such an amazing, empathetic, understanding mirror into their world. And then finally, there's this type of person that isn't necessarily funny, but they're just so high energy and positive. It's the type of person who sees the best in everything and is just a joy to be around, because when it's a little bit cold, they remark on something else that's good outside. So it makes you like being with them. Exactly. And you, for those listening, some of these might not fit you. You might be like, I'm not naturally positive, but what you can be is authentic. What you can be is high conviction. So we've tried to help people sort themselves into one of those buckets and then lean farthest into the one that fits them the best.
So did you, when you guys were developing Charisma on Command, did you lean on like positive psychology or cognitive psychology or a particular psychological school of thought, or was it all basically just from scratch and what you observed and then you built it based off that?
Yeah. So we were doing a lot of reading. I think that one of the criticisms that we got that I totally understand is that we don't cite studies often. We don't have a lot of that scientific literature in our videos. But what I've tried to do is include the scientific process in our understanding of this. So what we would do is go out and read positive psychology, cognitive behavioral therapy, NLP, all these sorts of things, and try them in our own life. Now, these aren't controlled experiments, but we would go out, try it with ourselves, then with our friends, then with clients and people that worked with us. So it was a combination of taking the suggestions from many of those books and then applying to our own life, and often finding that there were nuances or that some of the things just were, in my opinion, fluff to sell books that didn't work so good. And then we would just kind of report in our channel what we had found in our own life experimentation.
Yeah, we also used to lean more on scientific studies, and then a lot of social science got debunked. Not all at once, but there was the idea that standing in a power pose boosts your testosterone, and then no one could replicate it. And so if that were something you were building your beliefs on, it just ends up getting taken away. And now, so what we were saying is, okay, forgetting these studies that keep getting invalidated, what has worked for us and our clients and people like that. But we started out not even thinking this would ever be a career. Before Charisma on Command existed, I think it was how many years between when we started and when we started the business? 6 years? 7 years? Yeah. Where we were just trying to do this for ourselves. So at first it wasn't about anything except for consuming as much as possible, experimenting in the world and trying to improve my own life. Just trying to figure out how do I make my boss like me so that I'm getting the top bonus, or how do I make it so that more women want to date me or my friends look up to me and respect me more. So there was this process that happened before we ever started Charisma on Command. It was very much just around helping ourselves. And then once it became, at the time, the greatest thing I'd ever done for myself, that was kind of what spurred me to say, oh, this is what we should do, is we should just help other people do this. Because for me, it was so amazing and transformative for myself. So it was kind of 6 years of selfish study, and then starting with Charisma on Command and getting more formulaic and actually codifying. Okay, now it's time to put this into a course or a coaching program. So let's go to what has been the most impactful stuff of all the stuff that we've done for ourselves.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.